All right, I know you want it. I know I want it. Everybody wants the butterfly bush. It's the TriColor. We call it the Buzz. You're not going to get one. You're going to get two of these. An explosion of colors. Whites, pinks, that beautiful periwinkle blue. And if you love butterflies and you love hummingbirds and honeybees, all those, they're going to come and flock to these because they are irresistible to those creatures. They have incredible nectar, incredible fragrance. They are beautiful. Today's price is $34.95 with free shipping and handling. Get it home for $6.99. You're going to get 2 grower pots, 2 plants ready to go, delivered to your front door. These are tough growers. They are cold and heat tolerant. You do not have to be a gardener to grow these, okay? They are non-invasive. They are drought tolerant, cold tolerant, heat tolerant, deer and insect tolerant. They are non-invasive. They are absolutely perfect. And I love the spears that shoot up. You know, when you put together a garden, it's not just about color. It's about texture. And if you look at the texture of these, look at how they shoot up. We have 2 of them flanking our porch over here. They're like little spears of color. You can even use these as clippings and put them in with your roses or whatever other flowers you have. They are phenomenal, all right? I own them, I love them. You know, I'm running out of room, basically, in my house for flowers, although I don't mind that at all. Get them home, they are beautiful, they are a breath of spring, and it's an awesome value for 2 growing plants ready to go. Rochelle, I think we picked a really, really good item as our first Today's Special in plants this year.
Oh, yeah, I am so excited. When I found out we were doing butterfly bush, I adore butterfly bush. I grow them in my garden. I have for years. I've always had primarily the blue ones with a few of the pink ones as well. So this one is really, really unique. You aren't going to find this type of arrangement anywhere else. And the reason for that is because what we've done is there's actually 3 plants in each of these pots. So you're getting 2 pots, 3 in each. You're kind of getting 6, not kind of, you are getting 6 plants. They're being grown together though, so that they, have this look of being one plant that has all of these colors on it. If you tried to recreate this elsewhere, you'd have to go to the nursery, buy 3 different ones. You could never plant them that close because they weren't grown that way, from tiny little babies. You're going to end up having like a pink one, a white one, and a purple one, which is also beautiful, but this is going to get you all of that in one pot. It's truly like a flower arrangement ready to go. And these are, I've been saying it all morning, these are the daylilies. I'm always going on about how easy daylilies, right? These are like the daylilies of shrubs. They are so simple. They're tough as nails. Up here in the north, they will die all the way back to the ground for the most part. Sometimes they don't, but often they do. And they will literally, mine will grow 6 feet in a season and then die all the way back again. These particular ones are not the super big kind. If you've grown butterfly bush before, you know that it can get quite big. These are a smaller variety. The Buzz variety tops out at 4 feet in all directions. So it keeps a very nice, tidy habit. It's perfect for containers. You've got, this is one plant in the container. Put it in a 12-inch container this year. It'll fill out. Maybe you want to transplant it to something slightly bigger next year as it gets bigger. They are perennials, just to remind you, they are perennials. So they get that 1-year guarantee. If it doesn't come back next year for whatever reason, give us a call. They are going to come back though, because they're just that simple. They're very, very tough plant. And my favorite part about these, they are the smell. The smell is truly unique. There are lots of smells in the garden. I love things that smell. If it smells, it's going to quickly find a way into my garden. Nothing else smells like a butterfly bush. This smells like honey. Like you open a jar of honey and take a sniff. That is exactly how these smell. It's so just warming and nice, and it will become such a magnet for all those pollinators. They love that smell. Mine is literally covered in beautiful yellow, I'm forgetting the name of the yellow butterflies, the monarchs, and then the bees, and then of course too, those big sprays of flowers, those are going to get 8 to 12 inches long, but they're covered in all these little tiny tubular flowers that the hummingbirds love too. So, this thing for me, I have them as kind of a focal point in my garden. It is the hive of activity. It's drawing all of those pollinators to everything in my garden. And it is just I mean, it's like the main thing they love. And it is absolutely one of those things. If you build a pollinator garden, this is the kind of plant you need to, put it right in the middle, build it out with some of the other things. You're going to get the bees, the butterflies, the hummingbirds. They will come. I promise you, they'll come.
And, I wanted to come over and show you. I'm just sitting over here on the porch. Give you an idea how big they are. So there's my hand, and you can sort of see how long these stalks are. And to Rochelle's point, each one is like, they're tubular-shaped flower. God, the aroma is amazing. They're tubular-shaped flowers, so, hummingbirds feed with their tongues so they can get them in there, and they can get all that nectar out of there. Same reason bees love them. Even butterflies, same thing. They use a little butterfly thing, and they go in there. I love the fact that you get this multicolored design. So, and basically it's like red, white, and blue. So it's like a slice of Americana. You could put these on your front porch. Again, won't be delivered till your growing season is there. You don't pay for them until we ship them out for you. They're a great way to be able to get instant color to your yard. There's the map. So the map tells you when you're gonna get your delivery. So if you live up north, way up at the top of the country, you're gonna be getting more in April and May. It goes end of March to April in the middle of the country, and then you'll start getting them in a week or two down here in the southern parts of Texas and Florida and areas of California. But the best part is you get them. All right, you don't have to go to a flower shop or a gardening center where you don't even know. How many gardening centers show you this, how it's gonna look? You see little tiny plants and pots, you never know what they're gonna look like. They put a picture there, but you're like, is it really gonna look like that? This is what they're gonna look like, all right? And this is the size. And again, I'll go back to texture in a garden. Having texture, having things like this that kind of shoot out, they're wonderful when you cluster other, whether you have geraniums or whatever you have in your yard, roses. It's so nice to have things kind of going in all different directions, free form. These are a great free form plant. They are delivered to your door, so you don't have to go and get picked over plants from the market. Non-invasive, so you don't have to worry about controlling them. They're tolerant to bad insects, deer, all that stuff, so you don't have to, they are an easy plant for you to grow. And I said before, Rochelle, breath of spring. Look at that explosion of color. Mm-hmm. And I'll stand in front of the one that I have up here to give you an idea of just what to expect as far as size when it grows fully. Y'all know I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6'3", okay? So you'll see I'm standing in front of it, and it is just great size, right? So this could be a star. You could put one of these on either side of your front entryway. Keep them in pots if you want to. That way, if you do get any cold, chilly weather, you can always bring them in. I love having all my things in pots because I also like to move them around a little bit. You're gonna get both these. They're also gonna come with the leaf and petal brochure that tells you exactly how to maintain these. Again, fold apart sun. These are perennials. They're gonna grow year after year, 3 feet apart if you put them in the ground. They bloom summer all the way to the end of fall, and only 24 months before they get to this level. So you will be getting flowers automatically. Can I give you a quick tip while I have you here? I have this. Buy this. This is our leaf and petal plant food. All right, all you do is you take this and you put it in a gallon or a 2-gallon thing of water. They're little capsules. They dissolve as soon as you put them in. The water will turn a light purple, and put this over your plants about once every 3 weeks to 5 weeks. That's what I do, and that literally that's all I do. The item number is on the screen, 26. And by the way, you get a boatload of these. I got mine 2 years ago. I still have them because you don't have to do it that often. This will be enough to get you through a couple of years. That is available. But Rochelle, what I love about all the plants that we do here, we don't bring out things that are hard to work, all right? We like to give you stuff that's easy. We realize that not everybody is a seasoned gardener. And if this is your very first purchase, get 2 of these home, because you're getting 2 in a set, and either plant them out in your yard when your season is there, or leave them in pots, move them around, but enjoy it. I love the multicolor, and not only that, the colors themselves are that blue is more of a lavendery blue. The pink is kind of or the red is kind of a rosy pink, and that white has little specks of orange in it. And then you have that foliage again, that is that sort of a matte, pale greenish color, really cool. It's a beautiful offsetting color for the rest. $34.95, we just went over 6,000. Sets of these have already gone out, and this is basically like the second live show of the day. These will sell out. Get them right now. I'm telling you, you're gonna love them. You get a lot of bang for your buck with this one, Rochelle.
Yeah, you absolutely do. I mean, You really cannot go wrong with butterfly bush. I've been planting a new section of my garden, and my plan has been to flank the entry of the whole thing with hedges of butterfly bush on both sides, primarily because it's a hot, dry spot. And I know I'm not going to want to have to maintain it, like, really baby it. And I know with a butterfly bush, I won't have to do that. And it'll just be beautiful and gorgeous. And it's on the other side is actually a cutting garden. And so I'm going to be drawing all of those pollinators that will make all my other flowers bloom even more by, having this hedge of butterfly bush right in front of it, because you really do, you need the pollinators and they need you. There is this constant decline in pollinators, just in general, for a whole variety of reasons. And so planting things that will support them and help them get the food they need so that they can keep pollinating all the food that we need is actually very, very important. And as a gardener, you can do your part with that. But it's beautiful to have them coming into your garden. I mean, bees are one thing. Butterflies, I mean, they're so beautiful. And the butterfly bush, it's named the butterfly bush, oh, by the way, because it will be covered in butterflies. They are really drawn. They're drawn to the scent. They're drawn to those blooms, the hummingbirds as well. So you're not just going to get all of these beautiful flowers. Mine are always yellow for some reason, all the butterflies that come. So I get all these beautiful yellow things just fluttering around, which just adds, by the way, to the romance. I mean, the colors of this, they're such a, I'm picky about colors. It's the designer in me maybe, but it's like this ivory white, the lavender, and then the pink. I'm not a fan of a candy pink. This is like a raspberry pink that is actually really nice. And couple that with this foliage, it has like a silvery tint to it, which kind of tells you a little bit about it. It tells you that it's going to really love that sun and be very tolerant. Silvery foliage that says that to you. It's beautiful combination. It's just soft and romantic. And then with little butterflies flitting around it, it's just kind of the epitome of summer. Couple that with this like intoxicating scent, by the way. The smell of honey will go everywhere. I mean, it will pervade your garden. And the whole thing, it just kind of, I feel like I'm in a movie set or something, like at the height of summer, whenever I'm wandering around the garden when these are in full bloom. And by the way, they will bloom all summer for you. These are, they'll kind of start late spring. So, you'll have all of your beautiful spring stuff, your bulbs and some of that early summer, late spring sort of bloomers. And then this is one of those things that's going to take you through the hot part of the summer, which is really hard actually for a lot of gardeners to have something interesting and exciting when the temperatures really start to rise.
Right.
This is one of those things that will keep performing for you. All you got to do is keep it watered, and it will keep growing for you, and it will come back every year that much bigger and better. They don't take a long time to establish. I know we talk about sleep, creep, leap in a lot of things over the course of 3 years. Butterfly bushes tend to shorten that whole timeline, and they really, kind of get to their size pretty quickly, especially if you're caring for them well. They're a very quick and easy answer to any sort of, empty area you might have in your garden.
Add that fertilizer. Just trust me, that works. When I started putting it in, I was like, wow, well, it makes sense, right? Now they're getting all the nitrogen, all the stuff that they need. You don't have to worry about that. For me, Rochelle, it's really the display. I love, it's so different than anything else I have. All right, because everything everything else I have is either like a fig is a fruit, right? And figs, you don't really see flowers. My hibiscus is just a superstar that wants to show off all the time. I love that. This is the one that I most think makes you look like a professional gardener. Because this is what you would see if somebody was designing a garden, and Rochelle talked about it, like it makes you want, you feel like you're a designer. You would want something like this. Different texture, great backdrop for other plants, plays well with everybody else, right? Does great even in the hottest, most humid temperatures. It's resistant to all the crappy stuff that we don't want. It brings in all the things we do. And if you don't think you have hummingbirds, you're wrong. Hummingbirds exist in, I think it's every state. We have hummingbirds. The problem is they're very particular as to what they like. All right, and you don't see them because you're not putting out what they want. This is what they want, right? One of the reasons that we see a lot of hummingbirds in areas like when I lived in Arizona, I saw them all the time. We put hummingbird feeders out, all right? And also the plants of the desert have a lot of nectar. So you see them out there, and then they spill over into the areas, because I lived in Arizona for a while, and it was amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have hummingbirds. They are everywhere, all right? So if you want them to come, set the table. That's all you need to do, and what a great way to be able to do it. Everybody that orders will get 2. We are approaching, what, 6,500 of these already gone. They will not make the day. If you can only afford a couple of things today, I would recommend this. I would recommend the hibiscus, maybe those compact roses. I mean, what a great way to start. If you want fruit, get the strawberry plant. I mean, really, really great stuff that's gonna make you look forward to spring. And wait till these come to your door. And remember, they'll come to your door when it's time to grow. So you don't have to make that decision. We know based on our master gardeners and horticulturists that these are the growing seasons of our country. So if you live up north, which is the pink area, your plants are gonna come a little later. If you live in the middle of the country, you'll be around April. And if you are down south where we are, you will be more like March. And when they get there, you know you will be good to go. Your soil will be ready, whether you're putting them in a pot or putting them in the ground, you will be good to go. And these are a great way to start, all right? Get these, imagine how beautiful these are gonna be on the 4th of July, right? You get them home, you know, you get them in April or May, and you got red, white, and blue flowers out in your garden, and it's the 4th of July. How cool would that be? So just another thing to think of. And as far as maintenance, water them. Like I said, I have the plant food. That's all I do. I don't have time in my day to be out there digging and drawing trenches, and I don't have time for that. Water and a little fertilizer, that's all you need to do. $34.95 is the price for the day. Goes up at midnight. Item number 783735 if you want to pick that up as well. And by the way, if you want the plant food, which is right here, we'll give you that item number 2. You get, they're little sachets, you get 50 of them.